Wow, this is awesome. Lady Be blessed. This session is mesmerizing. I don't know what you want to call it, but I think it's mesmerizing my head. I feel like my head is floating. So, before we go deep or go into the session proper, please can the audience meet you?
Hi, everyone. Welcome. I'm so excited to be here. I prepared for this for 2 months, just for this
It-
session. I prepared 2 months, ladies and gentlemen, because I wanted to absolutely get it right because this guy is a perfectionist. So I wanted to make sure everything was perfect and on point. I don't want to be corrected.
Awesome, awesome. I'm so excited as this is going. Like I told the previous speaker or the last speaker before you came on, that this show itself, this summit itself, has taken the form of that tiny little action that we are teaching and letting people implement. Even though we had like, okay, the speakers are from different parts of the world: US, Uganda, Namibia, Nigeria, and come to the like what you're going to be discussing today. We have a scenario in Nigeria where you get we get to have internet issues, or NEPA will take light and we say, oh, NEPA has gone, and when NEPA comes, say, oh, up NEPA. So it's we are in that scenario. I don't know the case for them in Uganda, I don't know the case in Namibia, but then we are going through these dynamics. You understand? So I
Yes.
believe that when you go into your session, you will actually break this down for us, and so that people understand that it all will not be perfect all the time, but
Right.
we have to
Right.
keep taking the action. It doesn't matter how tiny the actions are. So I'm going to actually be at the backstage, and then you come into the thing. Thank you so much for showing
Ah.
up.
Oh, thank you. Yes, I always have to show up to do my thing, as you put it. I'm just going to
Yeah.
introduce myself. If anyone don't know me, I'm Lady B Bless. I'm a humanitarian, entrepreneur, a motivational speaker. I'm also an international radio personality, a mentor. I advocate and I consult for the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. My main concern is women empowerment, girl child education, and youth development. Today, I am here as a business consultant, as this is a business conference, a business summit. So I work for Eudora Lane LLC Consultant, which is a consulting company that specializes in helping small brands, small businesses, new and upcoming businesses to grow their value and their potential. So our clients receive expert advice and tailor-made plans for their particular niche market. What I'm going to do today is entrepreneurship in the African youths, right? What does it take? So I'm going to see if Mr. Raman, could you share the screen? We're going to do a screen share, and I have a slide presentation for everyone today. So take your notes, get it ready, and then we could take it from there. So if you guys have your notebook and everyone is live and present, I'm not going to do roll call because this is online. So I'm going to assume that everyone is here. Like I say, I'm Lady P Bless. This is tiny little actions, actions that we could take to become successful, actions that we could take for a better life. Even in our personal life, action is what's needed, right? Tiny little actions. And they say, in order to get big, you have to start small. And that's what this is about. We're going to start small, tiny little things that we need to do to be successful. Now, I want to speak to the African youths today because Africa has the largest population. So, African youths and entrepreneurship, what does it take, right? As we move on, oh, my slide, there we go. I'm getting the hang of this. So, African youths, with Africa they have the largest and youngest youth population on earth. Okay, entrepreneurship for the youth is very important now more than ever. And not only that, it's vital for current entrepreneurs, yourself and I, right? Because I want to also talk to the older people, those that have been entrepreneurs for a while. We have to support this generation of new business leaders. They're looking to us for guidance. Let's not be selfish with our skills. Let not be selfish with the knowledge that we have. So regardless of our background, our ideology, or our industry, we can all agree that entrepreneurship, it's innovation, positively impact society as a whole. And that's the positive things that we all try to achieve. One thing is for sure is that our future leaders or entrepreneurs are growing up in a world where technology and information change quickly than ever. This information learned in school, it will be obsolete by the time most people graduate, most students graduate. That is why the youth entrepreneur need the support of people like myself, yourself. Like I say, we as the older people, as the ones as business leaders, it's very imperative that we reach out and help the entrepreneurs today. We understand that the swiftly changing environment it impact the business community and how it relates to the role of entrepreneur, especially the youth. While we have this understanding, we should be able to share it, right? So sharing is caring, people. Me, myself, I'm committed to the youth. It's one of my concerns. I'm very concerned about youth development. So I'm very committed to mentoring, supporting, training new and upcoming youth entrepreneurs. This, I feel, will not only ensure more jobs, but also economic growth. And eventually, that is what we want, economic growth. There are many steps to become an entrepreneur. I'm just going to cover a few with you guys today. So I'll give you a few minutes if you want to take notes. And I would suggest that you guys take screenshots also. I'm going to go about 7 or 8 steps. And then afterwards, we'll have Q&A, or while I'm doing this presentation, if you guys have any questions, don't forget to pop it in the comment box. Go ahead and pop it on wherever you're, viewing this from. Steps needed to become a youth entrepreneur. That's you guys out there. That's all the youths I'm speaking to. You guys really need to know these steps because it's very, very important for your future, right? We're talking about your future. First step, identify a problem. I know Mr. Raman and I was talking about this last night, and we have different opinion on this approach, but I feel we all have opinions, and that's very good, and we all approach things differently. So I feel like if you identify a problem, it makes it easier for you to work towards becoming an entrepreneur. And exactly what I mean is that sometimes when you see a problem and your mind assimilate that problem and then you come up with the solution, you're able to more better work towards that solution as an entrepreneur. So it might be a process that's taking too long. You may see customers complaining about a particular error or an outcome or something. It's simply looking around you, seeing the problem, analyzing the problem, and then formulating a solution. This is a very important next step I'm going to speak on, assessing your educational and skill set knowledge, right? Education and skill set knowledge. If you have to possess your assets, you have to work on your asset in order to achieve anything. The four asset, right? Skills, knowledge, effort, and time. All four of these assets are very, very important. However, depending on your goals and your interests, you may choose to emphasize one more than the other. Like what you're determined to do, it may take skills. Somebody else may take a lot of knowledge. Some may take a lot more effort than skill, or some may take a lot more time. So it depends on you individually. So these assets, we all need four, but some could also be more emphasized than others. And hey, you guys are texting me. Stop it. Stop texting me. Okay, build your network. Build your network. For me, I love the saying, your network is your net worth. Your network is your network. Network building is very simple, and it really doesn't cost any money. You could go to Facebook and do a group. You could network between group. You could network between your villages and your communities. You could also in your schools, your colleges, wherever you are, you can network. So for an example, if someone is a yarn farmer or a local pig farmer, you can network in between there. So networking with those that share your goal and your passion is always best because you know that you'll be on the same page. And that's very important. Be financially stable. Now, this is a big one for entrepreneurs. Be financially stable. So I'm not even talking about as an entrepreneur, I'm talking about as an individual. You have to be able to pay for your food, your shelter, utilities, have money set aside for your emergencies or unexpected bills. Then your entrepreneur journey, right? So as long as you're financially stable in those things, then your entrepreneur journey will be easier because you're not going to be suffering. Like you always say, you always hear the saying starving artist. You shouldn't be a starving artist. You should be able to make sure that you maintain your livelihood before you start on your entrepreneur journey. It's very important. We have enough starving artists. Remember at the beginning, I said identify the problem. You asset your education. You make sure that you're financially stable. Now you're going to solve the problem. And here are some effective ways that you can solve that problem. So the key attributes that separate a great business that grows from the average one: identify the problem, analyze it, describe it, look for the root cause. What is causing this problem? Develop an alternative solutions, because you're not going to have one. You come up with several, you implement the solution, and then finally you measure the results. And that's where testing your idea comes in. If I'm going too fast, this is here for you guys to view afterwards, take screenshot afterwards, and ask questions afterwards. So we're going to test your ideas. So testing could give you the confidence to move forward, or it could give you information that you need to step back and see if this is something I want to move forward to. But it can also act as a groundwork for your business idea. It can help you to hone in on your target audience, identify potential problems or issues, and it can also help you estimate your financial need for the product, right? We're back to finance. So these are some things that you could do to test your ideas. You could build a prototype. You could build different products. You could run it by groups or critics. That's always good to do a test. Your friends and family. You could tweak it to suit your test market. You could create a test website with social media links. That's always good. You could create a marketing plan and use it. You can adopt experimental mindset and implement the design thinking. So these not necessarily all, like I say, we're all individual. These are some of the steps that you could take when you are testing your idea. Raising the money, raising the money. Money, 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 right? Everyone, it's always about the money. They said if it's not making dollars, it's not making sense. Believe that. If it's not making dollars, it's not making sense. But I'll let you know today, money is not your greatest asset. Time is your greatest asset. You can spend money and you could get it back. You cannot spend time and get it back. So always remember that. Just my little nugget. Time is your greatest asset. So spend your time wisely. Raising money. This is one of the biggest challenge that most entrepreneurs face is the raising the money part. But it can be done, and many entrepreneurs have done it. So especially if you follow the steps that I gave above, because then by the time you get to this part, you would have already had a plan, a marketing plan, a financial plan, a business plan. And most people that give money, this is what they look for. So if you notice that some startup or businesses, they handle the challenge faster, they raise huge amount of money in a less time, while others keep struggling because they don't have any clear idea of how, when, or where to get the money from. So like I say, all starters with a clear financial plan for new businesses, it becomes easy when you have that financial plan. When you're working on identifying your financial goal in your businesses, you'll find that there's a lot of opportunities available, a lot of options available, a lot of assets available for you, for your particular idea. So creating this plan is very, very, very important. I think a lot of young entrepreneurs forget about the paperwork. We have all these ideas, and then we forget that people need to see paperwork. They need to see the numbers. They need to see your projection. You have a product. What do you project in 3 months? And sometimes it's only 6 months or 9 months, but they need to see it, right? So they want to see what you plan on doing with your product. So the research that you have done to prepare your steps to becoming an entrepreneur, by the time you get to this part, you will know where to go to find the money to start your business, because you would know your niche market, you would know the investors in that market, you'll know if I should do a kickstart, if I should do a crowdfunding, if I should look for startup investors, should I go to friends and family, should I sell some assets? Like, you may have that motorcycle sitting in the garage, or you may have something that you could sell to raise money. So all of these things will come clear to you in the steps that I've given before. So by the time you get here, you will know what you need to do. That is my presentation. I hope you guys learned a little bit of something. If you have any question, pop it in the comment box. I want to thank Evolve Code Summit for having me here today. We are at www.eudoralane.com, and the Gmail is eudoralanellc@gmail.com. I am Lady B Blessed, business consultant for Eudora Lane. And let me come back here and see if we have any questions. Mr. Raman, hello. I'm back here with you.
I am here. I'm here with you. I've been
Wonderful.
here. Yeah, I've been taking notes too.
I know you on your note taking now.
How can I do without not taking notes? It's like not filling my chamber if I have my guns. If I'm at the war front, for me this is a war front. This is the war front for me.
Yes.
So I have to keep filling because I keep shooting. I shoot. So when I shoot, I need to refill. So this is the idea of that comes from you have to actually take action. So you are consuming and you are not giving out. Then you grow fat. And then you won't be able to do anything.
Yes.
You get what I mean? So this is how I learn. I'm not super smart. And because I'm not super smart, I have to take notes. So we have some smart guys in the house. They don't need to take notes. They have everything in their head and they can implement. But I have to take notes. It's an exciting time.
All my friends that's looking. Hi.
Okay.
Please come in the comments. Thank you guys for logging in. I always appreciate the support. Sharing is caring, definitely.
Yeah,
definitely. But I hope that the steps that I gave, and I mean, I could go in more, but I want them to also do their research and realize that these are some core steps that they could start with, and then elaborate as they go. Like you say, tiny little steps.
Yeah. The steps you actually pointed out 5 steps, and they are all detailed. They are steps that anybody can take and easily implement, like identifying a problem, building your network. If you have a problem to solve and you don't have people that need that problem, there's no need. It has to have a function. Like when I am in my interior design classes, I tell them the definition of interior design is it has to be beautiful and then functional.
Yes.
Otherwise, you don't have a product, you don't have a service. You understand? It doesn't matter how fine, how beautiful, how aesthetic your idea looks or the solution to the problem looks. If it doesn't function, if it doesn't serve a purpose, if it doesn't serve anybody, there's no way you can take it to the next stage. Build your network. People are scared to talk to people. I remember 2 months ago, I went to somebody, I was like, wow, you are doing this business. I want to do it with you. But what are you really doing? She said, no, she doesn't want to really do it. She's just in it. She can't talk to anybody. And then I took a step back. I feel like, no, I can't be with this person. I can't be in this space. You get? Because I believe in talking to people. The next stage of your life, the next step of your life that you're wishing for could just be talking to somebody. Talking to one person a day, it will grow into talking to 2 persons a day, to 4 persons a day, and your confidence will soar. You get? Then you mentioned be financially stable. Wow. Funny enough, this is Nigeria. Most people go into entrepreneurship because they lost their job and they don't have an option. You understand? Now, my question is this. Because I'm not financially stable, and I've lost my job and I can't find another job, what do I do next? What should I do? Should I sit there, or should I find a way to, sort myself out. And if I'm going to find a way to sort myself out, what do I do at that point?
Well, in order to be, I mean, we can't think when we're hungry. It's very hard. It's very hard. Like my grandmother would say, a hungry man is always an angry man. So you have to find a way. When I say financially stable, you have to be able to survive on the basic necessity of life. It has to be basic. You have to be able to eat, drink, and have a little bit or something. A lot of people, when they lose their job, they do go into a little bit of depression, but you don't want to get it to that stage. If you have a network around you that would be able to financially sort you out while you work on your project, that is a good thing. You see? But when I say
Yeah.
financially stable, I don't mean have $1 million in your account. I just mean be able to take care of your daily living, basic daily living. At least be able to eat while you work on your project.
Yeah.
You don't want to be
Yeah.
starving working it because your mind won't work. Hunger is hunger leads to depression, and
True.
you can't handle rejection when you're hungry. So if you have a project and you're going about it and you're trying to sell this project and you're being rejected and you're hungry, as far as physically hungry, not like hungry for this project,
Mm-hmm.
it's going to counteract what you're trying to do. So find someone to feed you, go home to mom, have a sister that cooks really well. And I always emphasize that hunger is a very people don't understand how hunger affects the brain. It affects the brain a
Oh,
lot. So make sure that you're able to sustain yourself, before
awesome.
you go on this entrepreneur journey, because it's not easy in any country, Nigeria all the way to America to India to Australia. It's not an easy journey to take. I'm an
It's not
entrepreneur,
an easy
but every
journey.
now and then I have to take a part-time job or something, because the entrepreneur journey, while it's passionate and it's from the heart, it's not easy.
Correct. It's not easy.
Yeah.
I remember a certain time, I think I wanted to start a project. Now, I had to walk up to somebody and say, let me work for free and I make money from the commission. That has been how I've been working for a long time. The guy was like, and this was a long time. This should be 2001, 2002. And the guy was like, wow, okay, I'm giving you the
Yeah.
job right now. You get.
Right. You have to
So
find a way.
he didn't tell me he's going to pay me. He didn't agree. He didn't say, oh, don't worry, I'll pay you. You
He just
get.
have to do the
But
job.
then he just got me. I just got into the job. It was hectic. It was a sales job. But then at the end of the month, he paid me money.
And
You
you
get.
never
And
know.
I wasn't expecting the money, so it was exciting for me, and I loved it. So since then, it has been a way out. And there's another way, because we are talking about this entrepreneurship as it relates to Africans. There are a whole lot, but you have to have money to be able to invest in yourself, because entrepreneurship needs constant investment in yourself. It's
Constant.
like it's like driving a vehicle or a car or a truck without fuel. So I get your point where you have to be financially stable to go into entrepreneurship, because you have to
Yeah.
be fueling your mind, how you think. You have to say, oh, what is happening? How do I study? How do I learn what is happening? And there's no way you will study somebody else without having money to invest. So you may have to take some menial jobs,
Yeah.
some extra job to fund your dream, or to
Yes.
fund your passion,
Yes.
and then
Yeah.
go from there. And
A
the
lot of
fourth one was, okay, go on.
no. Oh,
No,
I said there's a lot of entrepreneurs that are working in fast food restaurants. There's a lot of entrepreneurs that are doing construction because that is what's funding their passion or
yeah,
funding their dream. And also, if you think about it, there are jobs that you could eat a square meal a day at this job.
yeah,
So
yeah,
you
yeah.
you have to have the right mind So your skill set, this is why the skill set is the second one. Your knowledge and your skill set. I think you skipped over that one, the educational part. Your skill
Okay,
set,
yeah. Your skill
yeah,
set,
your
your
skill
knowledge,
set will
effort,
tell you,
skills, and
right.
time.
Because some of us have street knowledge, some of us have
Yeah,
book knowledge, and some of us have no common sense. So you have to assess your knowledge and where you could do
yeah,
and which way you could go, right? So
yeah.
you may be able to work in an office part time. You may be able to do, like, I always fall back and doing receptionist work or office manager work when the time
Wow.
comes, when it's needed, because my skill set in the office is that level where I used to. I know I could never do the fast food business because don't put me around fast food. Hi,
I,
Khadijah. Hi, Khadijah from
oh,
the Gambias.
yeah,
The
from the
Gambia.
Gambia.
Hi. Jamel Clark. Hi, everyone that's logging in. Love you guys. My people.
Wow.
Mwah, kisses.
Guys, we are streaming into three different platforms. We are streaming into Lady B Bless platform on Facebook. We are streaming onto my platform on Facebook. We are streaming onto my platform on YouTube. So you could come in. You could comment on any of the platforms. It's great. This is the last session for today. We are preparing to round up and then go to this go tomorrow to finalize the session. If you have missed these sessions from yesterday till today, please go back in. I can't guarantee or promise you that the videos will be there for a long time because these content are premium content. This is the only time of the year we are giving out this kind of content for free. These are the type of content or the type of people that you would normally pay to be in their classes or in their mentorship. But then in this summit, we say they are sharing the stories for free. We may not be able to handle every part of what you thought you wanted to learn, but then that is why they are here online. You can contact them for consulting. If you mention Tiny Little actions or Evolve Code Summit, they will not charge you so much, but they are expensive. Like we said, you have to have financial stability to be an entrepreneur. So it's either you have that or you have a side job or you go look for a job. Entrepreneurship is not a game of the faint hearted. You understand? You went through testing your ideas to raising money, that is what I call capital. A lot of people don't know how to do that. Let me say hi to Khadija too, from the Gambia. Awesome, Khadija.
Khadijah is one
Welcome
of
here.
my women. I'm so proud of her and everything she's doing in the Gambia with the Sustainable Development Goals. So it's always good
Awesome.
to see her. She's out in the Gambia doing wonderful things. Congratulations, Khadijah.
You're welcome. Lady be blessed. Do you have like an end note or a final note for?
It's too early. We're not ending. Why are you trying to get off?
Oh.
No, you're still on the hot seat. Let's go.
Okay.
What I
Awesome.
want the African youths to know is that I come across a lot of youths on Facebook, and they're on
Okay.
these apps and they're just wasting time. I made the statement earlier that time is your greatest asset. What I want you
Yes, I
guys to
remember.
know is the time that you're wasting jumping into people's inbox, just having loose conversation. You could be on YouTube learning a skill. YouTube for me, I feel, is the greatest free university. So the same data that you're using on WhatsApp, that you're using on Facebook, or using on some of these apps, go to YouTube, click in something that you want to learn about, and learn a skill. Everything that you need to learn is on YouTube. So don't hesitate to bypass Facebook for one day, bypass WhatsApp, and spend the time on YouTube learning a new skill. It's there. I learned website design on YouTube. Now I
Wow.
charge over $800 for a website plus. I learned graphic design on YouTube. So I know it's possible. I know it
Wow.
could be done. So you have to be focused and you have to know what you want out of this life. So that I
That's
definitely
awesome.
want to get that across on the platform today.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. The last speaker yesterday mentioned time as our greatest asset, and then
Hmm.
he taught us of on how we can actually maximize time. Wow, Stephen Edwards is here. Stephen Edwards is a great coach. He's in Jos. Hey, Stephen Edwards, I hail thee. Thank you for showing up. I appreciate you. Um,
That's
so,
right, Khadijah. She said, well said. YouTube is the easy way. Yes.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So he was saying that we could even merge time. We could merge our time with
Yes.
people that are resourceful, or activities that are resourceful. So he taught us a whole lot. He was deep in it, even though he was brief, but it was so deep.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
love this session.
Yeah.
You
Time
you
is the
you
greatest
you
resource. It's absolutely the greatest. And also the people that you spend time with. You don't want to
Yeah,
spend
yeah,
empty time. Stop spending empty time with empty people. So the
true,
people that you spend time with, they should be able to edify you. They should be able to pick you up. They should be able to encourage you, right? They
true,
have to spend time on you while you're spending time with them. So
very
look
true,
at it
very
at,
correct.
there's a new mindset thinking about your time and the people you spend talking with, right? Are they giving you
Yeah.
encouraging you? Are they picking you up? When you get off the phone call or you finish chatting with them, how do you feel? Are you drained? Are you enthusiastic? So start
Yeah,
analyzing the way you spend your time.
that's correct. On the fifth step, raise money. Now, that area, for example, if you say when people hear raise money, they don't want to sell their products. They are only looking for investors or looking for grants or some type of funds.
Right.
Now, most of the time, these grants, these investor funds don't come. They may not come because you have to pitch as multiple times as possible.
Right.
Now, is it is it what is the best form of action? Should they not try to still pitch to sell their product? Should they continue to just pitch looking for investors, or pitch to sell their product so that they can raise capital? Because I feel that is another form of getting money or raising money. So
Yeah.
what are you going to
I never
advise
I
or
never
recommend?
recommend anyone to sell their products. There's several other ways you could go about raising money. Of course, there's crowdfunding, and there's also sites like Kickstart. So those type of site, the way they're set up, people invest in your idea, and when your ideas is finish or whatever, you offer them like services. I've seen people with Kickstart this fashion design, and people invest, and then the person would get like a exclusive design from the fashion house. I've seen people with sneakers, and then they would give them an exclusive offer. I've even seen people give them like T-shirt. Kickstart crowdfunding. You could also do fundraising. Like now, you could do fundraising online. I did a fundraiser for agrobiz.com, and we raised $500 online on Zoom just to buy seeds to do a farm in Nigeria. Right. So there's
Wow.
several ways. You just have to sit and think and brainstorm and come up with it. Friends and family package. If you support me, I'll give you such and such as part of the project or services. Put that together. Get everyone involved. You don't have to sell your product. That should be your or your business or your idea. That should be the
Mm-hmm.
last straw. You would never get there if you do everything right. But people need to see that you're prepared. They need a business plan. You need your financial plan. You need that marketing plan. Because if I'm going to invest in you, I need to see where you're going to be or where you project yourself to be within the next
Yeah.
3 to 6 months. So don't forget those steps. Don't come to me and say, I need you to invest in my company. And I say, okay, shoot me the business plan. And you're like, oh, Lady B, I don't have a business plan. Then I'm finished. The conversation is over because then you have not done your steps that you need to do. Even if the smallest business needs a business plan.
Very correct.
Hmm.
Very correct. Very correct. So you heard it, guys. Have your business plan at your fingertips. It should be what you can carry. It means it doesn't have to be a 20-page
Exactly.
document. It doesn't have to be a 10-page document. You can summarize it. Investors don't even have time for that. So they just give you 3 to 15 minutes maximum for you to pitch. So, and that is less than a 2-page document. You get, just
They
show
want to see
them
your
the journey.
projection.
Yeah, show them the journey. This is where you are and this is where you're going to. With that, you will get funding. And you may not be able to get funding instantly, but then keep communicating your idea. The good part is the longer you are before you get funding, the best you can launch, because you keep working on your product and your pitch. You understand? And it's amazing. It's amazing what you can accomplish if you keep at it and you focus on what you're building. Yeah.
And there's a lot of workshops, a lot of seminars I attend where they allow people just in the audience to pitch their ideas. You have to be in the right place at the right time. You have to be able to talk to people, work on your communication skills. That's very important.
Yeah. So, Lady B, nobody's coming up with questions. I wish people are going to ask questions. So I was thinking I'll get questions from them. I feel like I'm the only one asking questions. So, man, damn.
It's okay. You could ask questions.
I think I've exhausted my questions. I've exhausted my questions.
Okay, I'll ask you questions.
Okay.
So how did you come up with Evolve Code?
Oh, that question. So, Evolve Code is a story about me personally. Because I love to document and I learn, and then something happens. Let's say something happens 5 years ago, and another thing repeats itself like today, and I realize I learned from that thing. You get, and I'm no longer that same person, and this scenario is presenting itself again, and I'm handling it differently. You get, and I realize I have been growing gradually. You understand? And that growth is what I call evolve. As a human being, we keep evolving. And people will tell you, you've changed. You're not the same person you used to be anymore. I say, yes, I have to. I'm supposed to evolve. If I'm in the sun and it's scorching, I'm supposed to be dark. I'm supposed to be burnt and go dark. That is the scenario. If you're in Nigeria, you have that, back and forth movement. Like, when sound is oscillating, you have that up and down movement. It happens to you gradually. So from there, I apart from my life, I looked at people's life. I asked them questions. I was in conversations. I noticed people are going through the same process. We are constantly evolving in our lives, in our businesses, and and then you can't go from one stage of your life to the next stage without sacrificing something, without commitment. You have to intentionally commit to something. Most people are not intentional and they grow and they don't understand it. But if you are intentional about your steps or your growth or your evolution, you will make decisions or take actions that will skyrocket you to the next step, and it will be faster for you. So that was what gave birth to Evolve Code. So I have the Evolve Code Lab, where I grow younger entrepreneurs in the lab to gradually evolve, and then the Evolve Code Summit, which is this, and then Tiny Little Actions, which is a baby of Evolve Code Lab.
Wow. And that's wonderful because you're using your life experience to help and mentor others. And it's always good when you have that. You're like telling your story and it's more personal. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
I was just wondering, but thank you for answering my question. I just want people to know that it was a pleasure being here. I totally enjoy it. I am available for anyone that wants to have consulting. They could get in touch with me, ladybeblessed@gmail.com. I'm Lady Be Blessed all across your social media sites, so you guys can get involved with me that way. I also run a women's network, and where we focus on women. Wow, Khadija just wrote a book where we. I'm talking and I see all of these.
She has a question. Let me read that question.
Okay, go ahead.
Let me read that question. If someone has been pitching about his ideas for years to look for investors, but he doesn't have, can that person sell his ideas? Because I know so many people who have been pitching but no improvement. That is a question.
That's her question. Can
Yeah.
they sell the idea? If they're comfortable selling it, yeah. I mean, it's the comfort level, but I don't know. I don't I it's the idea, it's just an idea of if they went through and it's a product or a service that, how far did they go in the planning stage of the idea, right? Wouldn't it make
Yeah.
sense? But I don't know. It's
I,
like,
at
go
this
ahead.
point, hey Menzi, hi. I thank
Hey,
you for
Lindsay.
your
Thank you,
comments and
Lindsay.
contribution. What if I want to say something about that? At this point, this person has a problem with self. The person has to change. There has to be a change
Right.
that will happen to him to be able to
Right.
improve himself. Because she said, the person has been pitching his ideas but no improvement. Where is the improvement? He needs to find out where the problem is and tackle that problem instantly.
Okay. I
Yeah.
want to say this. Entrepreneurship is not for everyone. It's not everyone's cup of tea. It is not for everyone. Just like
Hmm.
being on video is not for everyone. I'm a radio personality. I do not like being on video, but I try a thing or two sometimes. So a lot of things is not for everyone. So this person or whoever it is, they really need to sit and analyze. Like, really, is the universe sending me a message? Or maybe they're not doing it right. Maybe they haven't worked on their communication skills, or maybe there's something hindering them. Maybe they've seen a door open and they forgot to open that door, like they missed opportunities along the way. I wouldn't know. I would have to sit down and see what the person is doing to pitch, because
Yeah.
it
What
becomes it becomes personal, right?
yeah, what I can say again is this. What I know that is very effective, and people miss that part. I learned that from a book, Think and Grow Rich, and I've been implementing it since ever since, and it's been working. Now, when you mention build your network, apart from going to your network to contribute something or to get something from them, your job in your network is to look for your team player. For
Right.
example, if you watch football game very well, a group of people are playing defense, some are in the midfield, some are wingers, some are attackers, some are goal scorers. The goalkeeper cannot leave his goalpost to score goal. Now,
Right.
all these people have their unique jobs and unique skills and unique talents, but then they come together to achieve one purpose. Now, you need to
The
find
person has
somebody
to
in
be.
your network. You need to find somebody in
Yeah.
your network that can do what you cannot do. So you have to come from a point of self-awareness to say, this is what I'm good at. These are the things I'm not good at. I need to look out for people that are good at this. Then you bring them into your team. That is one of the best skills you will get when you go into
Yeah.
building your network.
Yeah. And let me
That's true.
say, your network has to align with your passion and your goals.
True,
Your
true.
network have to be aligned in passion and goals, and don't be afraid to let someone else pitch your idea. If there's someone in your network that's an enthusiastic speaker and they're good at speaking, and when they speak, people are like, let that person pitch your idea. It is okay. They're still working for
Hmm.
one goal. So sometimes
Yeah.
we feel like we have to do it ourselves. You're not a talker, but you want to be like, I am here today with my project. No, let the person in your network, or find someone to do it. It's okay. I'll pitch it for
Yeah.
you. Call me.
So Menzi is asking, Menzi Ngamlana, I wish I pronounced your name clearly or correctly. He said, yeah, he said, I would like to know what are the best resources to learn fundraising skills and better communication skills.
Okay,
I think
there
that
is an
question is
app.
for you.
There's I think it's called, I made my group take a couple fundraising class. Now, free classes available, but the name of the website is Allure Me right now. It begins with a C, Cordelia Core something. There are free classes that you could take for fundraising. Um, if I remember it later on, I'll send the link to Raman. And there's classes there. Communication skills. There's a lot of way you can learn it. You can learn by. I always, when I first started radio television, I spoke to myself in front of the mirror. Record your voice, listen to it. That's part of communication skill. Learning how to talk to people, learning if you should use your hands. I gesture with my hands a lot when I talk. At first, I used to just talk with my hands down, but people, if there's different ways you could talk and different things that you could do, but there are free
Yeah.
classes for all of this online that you could go and take. Communicate. You could join like a Rotary club. You could join Toastmasters. These are all free clubs that they have available all around the world. That you could
Yeah.
join. You could have a friend that's a speaker and say, "Hey, help me, work on my communication skills, help me to, be more open or talk more freely." And also now with the
Mm-hmm.
audio apps, get on some audio apps and just start talking. Just start
Yeah.
communicating with people. You'll be amazed in how you'll get that confidence. Believe it or not, I used to have stage fright, not behind the radio, but in front of people, like on the stage. When I started coming from behind the radio, I would just break out in sweats and stuff like that. And it was Les Brown that told me, just start out anything telling your story, because you know your story and it becomes more comfortable as you communicate with people, right? If you're in
Correct.
a room with
Correct.
people, you see someone, don't forget to compliment each other. That could also start a nice communication, a nice conversation. Oh, I like your suit. Oh, I like your tie. Oh, that's a wonderful, nice brooch you're wearing for women. You don't want to go too far nowadays. It's like that's a nice brooch or a nice scarf or a nice earring,
Yeah.
so those are all things that you can use. But there are classes available online. You can put free courses in, I think, the browser, and they'll come up, especially for the fundraising part, because we all, especially if you're nonprofit, I call myself a professional beggar because I run a nonprofit, and it's like I'm always
Yeah.
raising funds and always
Mm-hmm.
asking for money, because sometimes it's easier to do a fundraiser than fill out the paperwork for a grant. The paperwork is
Yeah.
so extensive, and I'm not a good grant writer, so I know that something like that I have to delegate. I have to let
Awesome.
someone in do it. Yeah.
Wow, we've had a swell time. So let's save for tomorrow. So
Yes.
guys, this is the Evolve Code Summit 2021. Tiny little actions. We'll be running up tomorrow. Don't miss out tomorrow. Like you've seen, it starts slow and it's becoming hotter. Like literally, it's getting hotter, and this is an this is something when you come and you take note and apply to your life will literally change. So I don't want you to take this for granted. I don't want you to take it lightly. All the speakers are on this event are on social media. You can reach them. Their names are open. They are not hidden. But just be willing and be ready to take action. Action. Khadija, we'll just take Khadija's question and then close for
No,
tonight.
Kanisha, I'll send you a message on WhatsApp.
Awesome. Khadija, she'll respond to you on WhatsApp. Thank you so much, Lady B Bless. I wanted to call you Madam, but then thank you very much, Lady B Bless. I got it.
You're
I
absolutely
found.
welcome, Uncle.
Thank you. All right. I know it's afternoon there, but it is 7 p.m. Nigeria here. So have a lovely
You
time,
too. Do
guys.
the same. Thank you
Guys,
so
have a lovely
much.
time. So let me go off the screen. I think I'll play our countdown timer for outro before we go. Thank you.